Hello guys, my name is Rune and I'm a full-time get to quit your day job. Oh, there my tongue clips. You get to quit your day job, trader and investor in crypto. And let's quickly have a look at the journey that my journey that I'm sharing with you guys. So in short, when we were down these lows, I explained that this is the demand zones that I want to see Bitcoin hold. The initial prognosis was that we would go lower still to around 85, but that is prevalent on the basis that we will reject at around $93,000. And that is while that wick on that candle was created. Subsequently, Bitcoin surprised us all. We got above it and we jumped some levels and rejected at 100,000. So the bullish theory that I had played out. That was the bearish theory, which means get above supply. And now currently the market is retracing a bit. And it's expected. The idea is that we would go and test this supply ray. So we need to push back down to at least 96, 96.6, or even 9,700 thereabout. I mean, there's many ways to skin a cat. There's many ways to highlight big support and resistance levels, and how the market will react when we get there is always a big question. There are a lot of leverages being taken out, very little leverages being taken out, and so forth. So anything from, let's say, 97,600 all the way down, you're going to find that the market is going to look for the retrace and for continuation. Now, continuation, the argument is I want to see Bitcoin at least go to 120. Now, what I have done a little bit earlier today, I was going through my trading account statements, and I found that this account here that I take the position here at $87,000, my last long-term long, the profit that I had from that position up to this point was basically eaten up by the swap fees. You know, every day I get charged a fee for the position that I'm in. And I did the math real quick. And at this stage, although there was good profit, 50% out of that profit, or close to 50%, was already paid back to the exchange purely for holding it so long, which just re-cements the argument that you cannot hold leverage positions this long. The best way to go about this is to actually buy the physical thing. Okay, hence the fact that this YouTube channel, or this specific segment of my channel, is focused on spot and spot only, and the physical owning of it. Because if you own Bitcoin for that period of time, there is no fees of having it in your wallet. Okay, so just make sure that you guys understand that part of the stream as well. Okay, doesn't mean that I don't have any additional long-term positions open, ones from down under and. But yeah, once the profitability becomes very close to where the position is, this was a late entry, I would consider getting out. And it's also fair to assume that other people will be doing the same. So if you're a large trader and you bought BTC around these levels and now it's just grinding, at some stage, that is what contributes to a lot of these selling pressures, is people looking at the math and saying, okay, this position is too close and we're grinding sideways too close to this position. Let's rather kill it, or alternatively, hedge the position, meaning open a short position that combats the fees that you get charged on that. Okay, so however way you would go about this, for the size of this last position, I just felt like I'm just going to close it. So from now on forward, guys, I'm no longer in this specific position, but it doesn't mean that I'm bearish. Okay, so that being said, on our way to 100K, on our way to 115, 120K, means that things can get a little bit choppy. So if I then zoom into the chart, just take away the lines and the rays real quick, guys. Just be cautious when you buy your alts, and the alts that we're going to be looking at, because in the end of the day, we've now created a strong demand zone, but there's nothing that prohibits the market to go and test that demand zone again. So that retrace that I said that's going to go to 97, 96, the market could become so scared at that stage again, okay, if we go there, that it goes and tests that demand there. Now, when did it do it? There, good example. the market went. So we created a strong demand zone. We're sitting at an area. We filled the imbalance for BTC at 64. And then all signals points to more upside. And then what does the market do? It just goes and tricks everybody out of their position by going testing their demand. Okay. The picture perfect version of this is that it will go to $51,000 and then run, but that's nearest, makes no difference, and close enough. So typically, if you were to trade or swing trade or spot trade this kind of setup, the strategy that I would use is an S2, which means that would be the entry range, and then TP1, 2, and 3. Okay, so, and the same now qualifies for this level. Okay, so we're in a position where we're on a 4-hour time frame. We've now in the imbalance. We're in that area where Bitcoin is supposed to have a bearish reaction. Okay, and we could go all the way down to this level on 91, or even if you were to limit this, even go as low as 90 again. So there is room for a little bit of shakeout. So even though if we lose this 97 area that I just said on the bigger picture, there's still grounds for support there. So it means that this is still a really good time to hunt for altcoins. Okay. All right. And it means that any of these waves down could push some of the alts that we want to look into some really good buys. Okay. Heading over to the altcoins, let's maybe have a look at the dominance real quick. Now, the big problem that we have when we look at Bitcoin doing this now, chopping around, it means that as long as it's been doing this, we want to see Bitcoin either trend up or lose momentum, but remain bullish while the dominance breaks down, and that would still lead to an alt season. So technically, we can say that the alt season has already begun, from the basis that if we look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, I just want to mark that out there, and we look at the dominance from that point onwards, okay, the dominance is not making a higher high, although price is already past that level. So we're in that environment, and the truth is in the pudding. If you look at some of the alts like XRP flying, I mean, Liesel saying there is no retracing for XRP. And you see Cardano doing really well. Solana, not so much so. But, there's a couple of outliers on big OG coins that's doing well. And then there's the small coins that's starting to get liquidity. Because where is this money going to if the dominance is breaking down? Okay, where's the money going to? Because every day there's new money entering the system. It's just a case of where, and how can we track that is by looking at the market caps. That's the easiest way to have a look at this. Okay, so you can see that Bitcoin is sitting around 99, the market cap sitting around 3 trillion. Okay, and the altcoin market cap is holding strong at a 1.5 trillion, and the smaller coins, they're sitting strong at 1 trillion. Okay, so those market caps are showing to you that, hey, they're growing. New money is entering them. Okay, and once this starts breaking down, the dollar goes higher, but these market caps starts moving quicker than the total market cap, then we know our alt is really in effect. Now, external factors that can drive this positively or negatively is your Dixie as the biggest one, okay? Meaning that the Dixie's in that imbalance. And although we don't have any clear bearish signal on the weekly time frame, the monthly and those structures is an area where if I want to see a continuation of a wave, that there would be a good reaction. Now, fingers crossed, because this is still an iffy little area. I also pointed out to you guys last week, when you look at these kind of adoption curves, the reasoning why we need to look at these external sources, because as the market caps keep on growing, as more and more people enter crypto, that's where the exponential growth would be. And it's once only everybody's got a wallet and everybody's got their coins, the market will mature to a point where you can almost look at it like the stock markets and so forth. And only the OG companies, the top ones standing at that point, will be the one that's controlling the price, because they've got the entire market share acquired and sorted out. So because we're in a situation where it's still relatively new, the crypto adoption is within these curves. That's why I still feel, if we have a look at this from a macro point of view, we still need to and could and it's still fine for us to sit on our hands and expect that there's going to be another big bull cycle to at least October 2025 this year. And in that cycle, the dominance should start gearing up for a retrace, giving us yet again another alt season. Now, if you don't know how this chart works, or you're new to the feed, very simply put, we look at each and every halving for BTC, okay? And then we look at what happens when it passes its previous all-time high. And it's around then when the dominance starts breaking out, giving us an alt season, a short period in time where all these additional new technologies and coins start trending really strong. And it does it. It did it in the second halving. It did it in the third halving. And the question or the statement that I'm sharing with you guys is that then the same will be expected after the fourth halving is completed. Also, what we know is when we look at these time dates between the halving, okay, around the 38.2 fib level of that time that it takes between the 4 years for each and every halving cycle to occur, that is typically where you will have a bull market top, and the 618 levels where you will have a bear market bottom, okay? The same happened in the previous one, okay? And so then it's fair to assume that the same will happen now. So the trend's your friend until it bends. So now you have a really good idea of why I'm patient, why I was bullish when everybody was screaming 87, 85, and so forth. I did share with you guys enough, trade setups and strategies that could support that theory. But the rule is, I always say on this channel, we take things level by level. And I mean major support level by major support level. Okay, so everybody's updated. Let's quickly have a look at some of your alts. Now is the time. If you want to bring an alt that I have charted in the past, something that's on my list, more than welcome to do so. And out of them, I will pick a few and do them. Okay, Liesel asked this morning for XRP. So I'll do an XRP for her. Let's quickly bring up XRP. I don't want to do it yet. Sorry, guys. I just need to move over to this chart. Before I do that, though, while we're at this point, just a friendly reminder. Support the content. All I ask for is if you trade on Bybit, which is, I think, what everybody should have a Bybit account, that can have a Bybit account, make sure to do me a solid and have it under my referral code. It will share some of your trading commissions with me. That's basically the gist of it. But indirectly, what I will do is I will reward you guys with access to some of my Discord group features, as well as access to some of my indicators. Okay, if you have an existing account, it's as simple as creating a second one with my referral link and then just transferring the KYC. It literally takes not more than 5 minutes out of your day, and then you can head over to my Discord and I will hook you up. Okay, I need to log in on that account. Let's do this. Just going to do that. So you can head over to the navigation section, and yet again, there's a step-by-step video on how everything works and what you need to do to gain access. Simple as that. Okay. Let's open the HODL. Let's open the HODL coins. Okay. Starting off with OG coin first. I'm going to start off with, no, I'm on the wrong tab again. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just click on the right thing and close this tab. Okay. And this one, then I won't double click on the wrong things. Okay, so here we are, Ethereum. So I explained to you guys that imbalance market will find a way to get back there. Once you're there, you'll probably have a lot of resistance. And it's whether support holds is the key. So the argument was for Ethereum, let's see if support holds. If it doesn't, it's going to go make a lower low. And I shared that buy zone with you guys. But now we're in the imbalance, just like the same time last, or the same, just like last time round, okay? So now you're getting that same sell-off in Ethereum. The market is looking to go and test previous range lows. So the argument is 3,230 thereabout, between 3.3 and 3.2 is potentially where the market would want to find support, okay? And if it holds, then you're golden. If not, we could go as low as $3,000 with Ethereum again. So if you haven't invested in Ethereum at this stage, this is still a good time to do so. Reason behind it, and the most prominent reason behind it, is we haven't had an alt season just yet, okay? So let's quickly look at ETH on the trading side to the BTC pairing. Let's do this, okay? I shared this chart this morning as well. I'm just going to dive into this in slight, I don't know, maybe the same amount of depth. So if you watched, please bear with me. If you look at Ethereum from a daily point of view, you can see that it's not outperforming Bitcoin at all, actually. So if you had 1 BTC worth of ETH in the beginning of last year, at this stage, you would be sitting with half a BTC worth of ETH. Okay, so you would have, if you had 1 Bitcoin at $50,000, now it's $100,000, amazing. But if it was in Ethereum, now it would still be $50,000. That's the reality of this. So if you then take this chart back to Ethereum, what does it mean? That Ethereum has not really broken out just yet. We've seen Cardano now do it. We've seen XRP doing it, okay? So this still needs to go and do that. Okay, so let's have a look at that chart, big time frame. Okay, so you can see where we're at. Okay, Ethereum has been grinding slowly. That's it. It's not had a breakout. It hasn't done anything like this. Where it goes, it turns the previous ranges and chops into almost a thin line and then goes bull market. So we still need a bull market. So hence the fact that my energy and my attention is shifting away from Bitcoin. Don't take me wrong. I still buy. Every week I buy BTC from my trade profit. Every week I go and buy. Sometimes it's 200. Sometimes it's $900, $1,000. But I keep on buying every week. But from this point onwards, I want to now start taking that Bitcoin that I've acquired over all these weeks. So you can switch it to a weekly time frame to think about that. All these weeks, all this Bitcoin, I want to get it into an Ethereum. Okay. Next big one, and then ride that for that short period in bull market so that I can maximize the amount of ETH dollars I have as well as the amount of BTC I have. Okay, and that's the hope. That's what alt season. That's what we're all looking and inspiring to when we talk alt seasons. I don't want to just make ETH. I want to make more BTC as well. So if you're in anything like this, like you're asking for say in Popcat, remember the goal should be make some money, get out, because come the next bear cycle, okay, those coins will all go down 99, 98%. You can go and check the previous coins, okay, previous bull cycle coins, where your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, they go down 60, maybe 70%. That's a big difference, promise you me, or me promising you, that's a really big difference between a 99 and a 70 or 80%, okay? And if you get the top right or close enough, you'll have an insane amount of compounding buying power come the next round of lows. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. So we want to build our BTC leading up to alt season. Then I want to focus on alts. And slowly but surely, my attention is moving into that so that I can ride those waves, those massive pumps, and then get out altogether to wait and lie in wait for when Bitcoin bottoms in the next round. Okay, so this is Ethereum. This is the playbook for me. So I'm really bullish on ETH for that reason. It's not sexy. It's not being hyped. So when the pump comes, it's going to be like a thief in the night. So you're going to wake up and it's going to just sit up there. And the best example of not sexy and a thief in the night is Cardano. Okay, that was the Cardano buy zone from the previous momentum buy zone. So we had ADA down here. We traded it up. When we got the divergence, I explained if we lose that level, it's time to act. Now, this is weekly time frames. There was take profit zones around this level as well. So we nailed it nicely. And then we laid in wait for the buy. And then like a thief in the night, it happened, okay? Cardano shot up, okay? Crazy amount. The same happened with a lot of these alts, like a thief in the night. I think the quickest one or the earliest mover we had was Solana. I mean, I've got buys for Solana around these levels. I mean, I think I've got a $13 and a $15 Solana buy still sitting in the wallet. Sexy. And then, oops, it shot up. And then from that point onwards, any late buyers, if you think about it, you're not experiencing insane gains on Solana anymore. So the sexiness is disappearing. And that's the thing why people want to be looking at something else like Altcoin, say, and because Andrew, Solana is not sexy anymore. It's not giving you this. This is why people loved it. It's that 5,000% gains. Everybody wants to be in the highlight creator. Okay. And that's also why I'm pulling my attention away. It's nothing wrong with this. And I just want to try and time it so that I'm in the sexy ones at the right time. Okay. And let's then head over to the next one, XRP. Okay. Now XRP is doing exactly the opposite of what the market is doing. And do not let this trick you into a false sense of safety. Okay. Enjoy the gains. Okay. Because XRP now is sexy to everybody. Enjoy the gains. You can already see that the gain in price movement is not being supported by the buys. Okay. So divergence is already rearing its evil head. Okay. But it's not bearish yet. Okay. The thing now that you need to remember is any of those XRPs that we bought here in the buy zone. Okay, these are 44 cents and an an. I mean, I don't do enough marketing. I could potentially try and market the shit out of this YouTube and say, oh, I gave you guys this and you should now be thanking me and praising. But the reality is you took the risk. It's on you. If you did this, you need to reward yourself. It's not me. Any idiot can draw a box on the screen. Okay, it's whether you acted on the analysis with conviction. Okay, now that's the same now that's happening here. So it's easy for me to say, oh, it's running over. But the reality is for any of that gains that you're experiencing now, because we're sitting in an area where divergence is starting to rear its head, okay, it means that you remain bullish. The momentum is very high now. And that's that momentum that normally goes to an exhaustion event. Okay. Be it a blow off top, be it a double top, be it a head and shoulders, and. So there's the divergence. This weekly is going to close and lock it in there in any case. Okay. Unless we go to $6 overnight. Okay. Then that RSI can still lift up and go make a higher high. And then I would be even more ecstatic with the success that XRP is giving you. But once this is there, the market will find a way to come and test some of this. It does it. It does it on the 15-minute. It does it on the larger time frames as well. So you can look at this. Let's go here. This is now the trading for today. I'm going to show you. Once it starts getting to that extreme, it just finds a way to test itself. Okay. Starts going to the extreme. There's the divergence. It started over there. There the market goes back to just test that pivot. So it out of the blue, it just shot up. If you think about where ETH was a few days ago, to 9, and it went all the way to 3.5, okay? But then it created its divergence pivot, okay? And then it went and tested it. And it's at that stage where we lie in wait. So that's where I would rather consider grabbing something like XRP. So you're excited about XRP. I'm really happy for you. The reality, though, is that $3.30 can suck that into $2 quickly and then rally again. So that's the amount of momentum you need to be able to stomach if you want to get in on XRP, or wait for that, because it could continue on like this and go to $30 for that matter. Bull markets doesn't make sense. So it's just your risk management that's going to help you contain and lock in the gains. Okay. Let's see what else we want to look at real quick. Let's see. Let's have a look at, I think there was a say for Stefan. Let's have a look at say. Okay, so this was the low area. And from an investment point of view, I pointed out that those are the best ranges to buy. Okay, so Stefan, did you buy it there? Big question. Did you buy it there? Okay. Then I said, if you're underwater, you can use the green zone to get out. Okay. So if you were buying here or anywhere there, when price went back to that green zone, you get out. And then you wait for price to test the green zone to get back in. So say is a buy. Say is bullish. I want to see say go higher. The reality is that if this is going to be bullish, it will take it from here and go on further. Now, here's the other side to the story, the little bit of the danger zone. Okay. If we look at this from an emotional point of view, emotional maturity of this chart, okay, we're potentially moving into a disbelief rally. But the amount of accumulation, nobody really ever knows. I don't know. Maybe there's a way that you can measure this. The amount of sideways accumulation that we have here is maybe not enough to sustain a massive break. So although this is a good buy, we could potentially be chopping around in this range now for a while, maybe for a month or so, before layer ones then become sexy again. and then from that point onwards starts trending up again. So those kind of things, that's what I mean. That's the kind of things that you don't have enough, that a chart like this won't give you enough data. Okay, so maybe some influencer with a massive amount of followers start talking about this, and you can get a pump like this, come and dump again, because it won't be sustainable buying. So I need the sideways grinding, because it's almost going to be better for me going forward. Okay, an example of that probably would be OP. Okay, what do I mean by that? When you get these insane runs, okay, because there wasn't enough accumulation, price will go and test that range immediately, and that's OP for you. So if you want to compare this thing to a chart, to have a fractal to play with, OP would be a really good example of that. Okay, Celestia, same thing, really good example of that. Okay, so where we at, I still have my Celestia, I still have my OP, and I want more, obviously, but at the end of the day, we all run out of money. so yeah, entry was at 36 cents. So you should be smiling, but please don't let that go to your head. You're not a genius. When the signal comes, you need to act. Okay. Sui, same thing there. We looked at Sui, we got a nice area. This accumulation, the argument is that this is not sustainable. So for me, when Sui turns bearish, when it turns on everybody, this is going to retrace hard, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. So although this is a strong moving coin, it's up 1,000% from where I shared it with you guys. Okay, it's amazing. The reality is, if you lose $3.70, you need to get your ass out. Okay, because then it's going to go all the way back down to 90. Okay, it's going to turn into another OP chart. Simple as that. Okay, Popcat memes. I think is going to start dying off now, because everybody wants a meme. So memes probably going to die off pretty soon. And if you look at this, let's go daily time frame. What do we have? We don't have any accumulation. So Popcat's in price discovery to the downside. So I would just stay away. Now, that's the fundamental, or I would rather say not fundamental, the tokenomics look at this. A lot of people bought and aped in on this, but who's got the supply? Why is the supply there? Now, the big thing here is, if you look at this, this is where your pivot is. So this thing remains bearish for me until it gets above that. And the risk that you can take, if you want to take a risk, is saying that I'm betting that this is potentially where the low is going to be. In order to do that, you want to use strat 1 strategy for that. Okay. And the bet is on the basis that there is strong bullish divergence in the market. So those things are there, but this is your biggest problem that you have at the moment. So if it stays below 69 cents, you're going to see another lower low. Okay. Because just like strong bearish divergence is a bullish signal until we lose the pivot support, okay, the same strong bullish divergence is a bearish signal until we regain that pivot support. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the market. Let's see. I spoke about, was it Rune this morning? I promised I'll do as well. I saw a comment. I just want to make sure I don't miss. Yeah, it was Rune from Chris. Okay, let's have a look at Rune. Thanks, Peter. You're also bringing it up as I'm looking for it. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at Rune. Now, anything on the Bitcoin chain, I think it's gonna do really well this next bull cycle, because I mean, yeah, it just makes sense, logical sense. So Rune itself, but the buy for me for Rune was there. The argument was that I wanted to see a continuation of momentum, just like we did the last time. So let's go weekly time frame. Long accumulation, big move. So all of this is done. It's played out. Okay, that was amazing. Now, if you think about this, let's just take away the yellow. I'll leave the red there. Okay, if you take away this, what do we have there? You've got your strong bearish divergence. It's a bullish signal until you lose the pivot, and that was $6. Now, what do you do in order to combat that? You say that, well, if it goes to above the red line, it remains bullish, okay? And if it then fails, you have to get out. So Rune tricked us. Rune is almost like an anomaly, because the argument is That's where you need to take profit. But if it goes there, you hold for more. And then from that point onwards, the entire market turned bearish. And that idea basically failed. Whoops, and it went right back. And that's why the market's always kind, because it always gives you that second opportunity. So there's the buy. It's hitting this at resistance. And at that stage, you had hidden bearish divergence. No, you didn't. You didn't have hidden bearish divergence. Sorry, I'm going to recant that. So there's no hidden bearish divergence. So if we had it, the argument would have been we're going to go much lower. But the fact that we've fallen below this and we're back in this area, there's a clear line of defense. If we lose this support at $2.60, this thing can go as low as 150. Now, I don't want to go there because it's the same as predicting Bitcoin to 80K when we were at 108 and saying it's going to go that low. You don't have any evidence to substantiate that it will do that, okay? There's a lot of things that can happen with time that changes the outlook of this. So for now, where it's at, it's in a danger zone for me, okay? Will I invest in this? Oh, I don't know. I need to see something like this again in order for me to be comfortable. But if I then think of another way and say, I'm already invested in this, this is a good place to add to it, okay? Meaning, I bought here, I sold there, add. But if I don't have any, it's a tricky thing to buy. An ad zone could also be a buy zone for somebody that is new. But if it was my own money would go to Moby. I would rather just look for this because we're grinding sideways now. We're building that sideways base that we did there. Okay, so if you were to almost copy these candles and paste it over Moby, where are we at? Okay, so you had your initial Rune spike, and then it just died, and everybody lost faith in it, and then it had an insane pump. So initial spike died, everybody losing confidence in it. So there will be an insane spike again. How crazy that one will be? Will it make a higher high? I don't know, but it's at least 1,000% on this one. So my bet's Moby in that case. Okay, makes sense. Let's see what else we have in the comment section. Now, guys, real short, if you want more of this, I'm almost giving too much value on YouTube as opposed to what I do in the Discord. So I'm going to correct that going forward for everybody in the Discord and on the premium side. But yeah, just as a point, make sure to go and join there. Support the content, guys. Let's see what else we have. Sexiness is on Filecoin and LYX, Luxos probably. I don't know, LYX. So let's see what else. I want to do something that I want to charge. Just give me a quick bit of fun around Rune. Yeah, probably Trump pump, baby. Yeah, probably there will be a Trump pump. Where's the Trump pump coin? Let's just quickly see. Let's see, where did I put the Trump pump? The Trump meme. I don't have it on the list. Okay, I'm not going to step into any slip holes in again charting coins that I haven't looked at, guys. So I'll have a look at the other ones and then I will bring them back. I've made my mistake. Let's see what else we have. Render. Let's have a look at Render. It's a fair request there for Render. And let's have a look at Athena real quick. Let's look at a couple of the DeFi plays that I shared with you guys. Okay, so the sad thing is, and I mean, we looked at this thing. And the breakout buy never triggered, okay? So where's this thing going to go? Divergence is there, support was lost, and. This is now going to give me my second chance, okay? Now, some guys would say this is a cup and handle, and whatever pattern you wanna make this into, you're more than welcome to do so. But from a purely price action point of view, price moved through this range, okay, too quickly the last time round. So it had to consolidate there. Then it moved through this range from there to there too quickly the last time around. So if it wants to consolidate, that's the area where it will consolidate there, or alternatively, still there. Okay. So like I said, take things level by level. Let's not doomsday this thing. Let's rather say anywhere between this area is a really good place for you to grab this. Okay. Camino Finance. I mean, yet again, we had this. I bought my first Camino there, then there, which failed. I used the rebalance to get out, and then it pumped like crazy, and then I managed to get back. Okay, sold half. The rest is just riding. And funny enough, you can see where that supply zone is. It's going back to test it. Okay. So I'm happy. I've got my Camino for the rest of the bull cycle. So how high it goes, go crazy for that matter. What do we have? We've got a higher low and a lower low on the RSI. This thing wants to go higher. So it's in that bull trend. Don't fall below this, because then we're going to need that whole emotional cycle to play out again. Then we're going to need anger, depression, sideways. It needs to die, and an and. Okay. Then that's going to happen. So just prepare for something like that. Okay. FJ, thanks for the compliment, my friend. I really do appreciate this. I know you love VeChain. You've been VeChain since forever, and I loved VeChain as well. And for some reason, I fell out of love with it. I don't know why. Okay. So let's quickly get it. Let's see. Bybit pairing there. Okay. So from our last discussion, nothing has basically changed. Okay. Okay. I still want to see this. You can do the following, just from a simple point of view. Put a fib from the bottom to the top, okay? And then highlight these two fib levels for yourself. 618, 78. And you can even go as low as the 887 or 9. Just make it simple. And technically, once we move into that zone, that's the reload zone. That's a reinvestment zone, okay? Take that same fib now. I'm just going to move it down. I'm going to take it to the previous low and high, because that's data you have. I mean, the market's already played out. Okay. That's the time when you need to accumulate for this. So where it's at, it's on the boundaries of wanting to break out. It's at the top of that range, but it just makes ground for this. Now, the longer it accumulates, the more gains there's going to be. Okay. If it starts rallying from here, look for the divergence on the weekly time frame, because then it's telling you it's over. Okay. Then it's going to double bottom or double top there, or create strong bullish divergence. Okay. And that's the thing. Okay, Stefan, any bike rides? Yes, I ride my bike. I've got a race this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be in the middle of the day. So we're looking at a 38 or plus 38 degrees for the guys in Europe, where we're going to be riding and climbing up the hills and mountains. So it's all about riding in the heat. That's the whole idea. So we're starting close to midday and we're riding through those heats. So that's going to be an interesting race. And you all have to have a hobby, have to have balance in your life. Otherwise, this is also going to just ruin you. Okay. I think the AI narrative is going to be strong. And one of my big bags is Tau. AI narrative makes sense, guys, from it just makes sense. That is where you're going to have to put your eyes in. Okay. Altcoin starting to accumulate, have a little bit there. These are new ones that I brought to you guys, I shared with you guys. I said, don't buy. Please don't buy yet either. Okay. But the accumulation is hopefully going to start taking effect. Otherwise, this is still just a downwards trending coin. This one, the same here. Okay. Let it build a base and then you can grab it. But then there's ones like Near. Okay. You can see long, it's in that range. Keep an eye on that one. Netmind, okay. I may be on the wrong time frame. Let's go back to weekly time frame real quick. Initial launch, accumulation, buy for the hope that it's going to break out. Fall below that though, then this is going to dump hard. So just be prepared for that. Prime, build up nicely. This was the area where I suggested buy. Okay. It's still not really moving, but I mean, there's a lot of gains in that already. Go back down, nothing below 10. Okay, you can still grab it, nothing below 10, but it almost borderline suffers on the same problem. You had long sideways accumulations and then a blow off. Now you have a little bit of an accumulation and a blow off, but you need more. You need more sideways before the pump's going to come. So maybe that's going to be like DeFi. You know, DeFi was sexy immediately, and then it kind of quieted down a little bit, and then the real sexy came when everything just FOMO'd out. You had, what was those projects that dumped Luna became extremely popular. What was the other one? What was that other one? Genesis or something like that. Popular, that also basically ruined and wrecked a lot of people. Was it Genesis or something like that? I can't remember the thing. But in any case, so give it time. It needs to build a little bit of sex. Celsius, thank you, Mr. To the Mars. Me, my Genesis. Celsius wrecked a hell of a lot of people. So, it's one of those things. Okay. So Akash, Polkadot, big thing. I'm still looking at it there. You can see that same thing. So it's setting up, but it's not quite there. And this is almost not DeFi. It's deep in. AI infrastructure. So probably doesn't qualify under the same thing. Utility token is going to be a big thing as well, guys. Naka, Prop, CSIX. This thing is older a little bit. Look at that long sideways. Love this. Love this. This is you need to get in on this, guys. You're going to cry yourself a river once it runs, because then it's going to be too late. Okay. The gains on this is going to be monumentous. There's 1,400 just there. Get your ass in on this. Okay. Lisa, Celsius took all my XRP I bought. Sorry. I'm really sorry. It brings you back to the thing. If it's not in your wallet, it's not your coins. Okay. And we want to move from a point of trust. You want to trust me. I want to trust you. And that's why I basically say that we shouldn't. It's a frenemy. Okay. I can throw a little bit of what I think around. I can't give you financial advice. And I can say, hey, be careful of the scammers in the comments and in the Discord. But in the end of the day, you have to take a little bit stuff. Yeah. So, Celsius, always ask the question, where does the money come from? Because, and even though you did nothing wrong, you will never know. Like Phantom, not Phantom. What was the FTX exchange that stole everybody's money? So on paper, you look like you were golden, and meanwhile, in the background, they were grabbing it. You don't have the info on what is happening. You only have a website. This is what you have to track something. So diversify, my friends. Please diversify. That is something that can be considered financial advice in that instance, okay? Because through diversification, that's something that all the institutions tell you. You can't be in one thing at the start. You can't have your one in one. As soon as you do that, if something goes wrong, you're out of the game, So that's a sad thing, okay? Let's see what else we have. Gala and H-bar, okay. H-bar, I wish I was in on earlier. Let's see if I can, which one I'm going to find first. There's H-bar. Okay. So H-bar, I wish I was in this thing first. Long accumulation, massive run. It's another XRP. Okay. You stay in that thing. You ride the shit out of that wave and enjoy every moment of it. Okay. Because there's nothing bearish about it. It is giving you strong bearish divergence, which is a bullish signal. You go. But when it falls below that 33 cent, and I'm not talking about a wick, guys, because it's a difficult thing to say, but when do you really know? Because you never really know. But in reality, once we start seeing daily or weeklies in this range here, the probability for it to go down becomes higher than the probability that it's going to go up. Okay. So enjoy it. Enjoy the gains, but just don't fall victim to that greed when it falls in there. Okay. Now, if you don't have any, you want to, and you're saying, well, it's still early days. Solana had its first bull cycle, mid-bull market, and then it went up 5,000%, and it turned that into a flat line. Maybe this does the same. And for those buyers, your argument needs to be, okay, then it shouldn't go below that green line. And if it does, it's first going to accumulate back at 10 cents. As simple as that. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Rose. Now, I bought Rose right in the beginning. I don't know if I still have any Rose. I need to go and check, actually. Right there. We bought Rose. Rose, audio. There was a lot of these new hip and happening coins popping out at that stage. Managed to grab them, ride them up, enjoyed the success of the bull cycle. And that is when we're in here. Once you start seeing this dominance, once this starts happening, guys, you pretty much can buy anything that comes onto exchange and just sit on it for a month and you'll be in good gains. Once we're there, when this part of this cycle plays out and the dominance breaks down. And that's why it's so hard to get out at the top, because when you hear, who's to say it can't do another one? You never know. So that's it. And for the same reason that Rose had this long accumulation, I think that that's not fair enough. So the argument was that this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would almost say it's still in play. Okay. It's basically shifted it around. And where it's at now is potentially still a really good buy. So Maya, thanks for bringing this up again. Okay. I need to make a note of this. I need to go and check and see how much I have or whether I need to buy more, because Rose is going to hit this area again, 20, but then it could potentially pop up and go again. This was a big deal coin the previous bull cycle, so it could still be that it's going to want to try and challenge these highs. And even if it doesn't, let's say you grab it here and it just goes there, there's at least a couple of X's. So it doubles your money in the meantime, and it affords you to have the availability to say that, let's see what Rose does, and I've got my money again to look at some other coin. Okay. Let's see what. ETH is coming down. Okay, that would be more of a trading related thing. That's a 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, large hodl portfolio time frame. That is insignificant. But we'll look at that now after the stream when I go back into the Discord, into the live trade. Okay, there's still a few guys waiting there. After here, I'll go back in there and then we can look at it there. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, that's it. Solana, Gala. Maybe let's have a look at Gala. Gala. I can quickly do a Gala as well. Oh, I need to take a note of this as well. Thanks. Thanks for the Gala, Mr. KR. KR Productions. There you have it. Free marketing. I like this. I really like this. It's dead, it's boring, it's forgotten, and all that it needs for it to have an explosive move to the upside is a little bit of bull market magic. Okay. Just a little bit of supply and demand, mechanics kicking in a way. All this accumulation, and then it's going to shoot up. Okay. It's going to do like an XRP. It's going to do like this. It's going to come like a thief in the night. So you have to diversify into this, and it's going to try and fill this gap in its initial run. Okay. And that's already a 500-600%. So definitely something we need to take note of. Okay. Gala. And then Tau, we talked about Tau. Tau was on my radar at some stage, and like I said, I don't have money for everything. Okay, so Tau, look, risk to reward ratio for me on this, it's 100% from here. So Tau is not sexy enough for me. I'm an idiot. Okay, but the reality is, it's trying to test these areas. This is where its last range was, where the accumulation occurred. Okay, so it's trying to test this. It's definitely not weak. Okay, so it's not weak at the moment. And if you grab it, if you get to buy it somewhere over here, amazing. Okay, get there, sell half, and let the rest ride. It's not had any massive sell-off, major, punishment on this. So maybe this is strong. I might be eating my words a while from now. Okay. So I can't say no. I can't say yes. I can't really give you anything more than my opinion, and my feeling is that it's going to go up from here. Okay. But there will be a lot of uncertainty in this if it goes in there. So much so that it might gap that and then trade there, like some of them did. Okay, Luxus. Okay, nice and good. Expect the higher high and doops, and then we want to add the momentum, and then we add on support, and then oh shit, let's add. Hopefully this holds, and then oh fuck, and then the thing fell through. One of my biggest failures. Okay, and I just want to be cautious to that for that reason. Okay, 50 minutes in, about 400. Oh shit, about 400 people joining in live. Thanks so much, guys. Do me a solid. If it's worth your time and effort, give me a like, give me a subscribe, share the video with a buddy, retweet if you're watching it on Twitter. And, makes a big difference at the end of the day from my end. I really appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time, joining it with me, spending some time live with me. I'm going to be heading off to the Discord, continue the second half of today's trading. And I'll be back potentially tomorrow if all in the market remains relevant. If there's nothing worth talking, I might take the Friday off, but you'll get the notification if you hit the notification icon. Have a lovely day, guys. Cheers.